say, oh, why does it feel so good to be there? Getting what I want, boy, why does that make you so mad? You see, oh, why does it feel so good to be there? 'Cause if the struggle that you're looking for, oh, baby, here I am.
All right, we're back. Listen, what a crazy week of football. I'm going to have to change my camera here real quick, but holy, week 1 of fantasy in the books. Couple parlays hit. Couple new dollars stacked. And I'm here with Double Down Dan. It's your boy Rocky Prop, and it is Degen Fantasy, September 10th, 2024. We are live on TikTok, Twitch, all the other different platforms. Dan, what's your football experience been like through week 1?
I feel like it was pretty good. Won both my matchups in fantasy. Felt pretty good about that. Got off to a little bit of a rocky start when it comes to betting the NFL, but I feel like we evened out. 3-3, looking good, feeling good now. So I feel like we're back a little bit. I feel like we're kind of easing into the season.
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind of just seeing all the different like first round picks, star athletes that came out looking kind of terrible. We can't really sugarcoat it. We come into the game live on stream for the Dolphins, and Tyreek Hill's on his face on the pavement getting arrested. There's been a lot of news. Christian McCaffrey doesn't play. The backup has a day and then says, oh, yeah, I found out on Friday I was going to start, which puts the 49ers in tough water. What was there's so many different little stories. What was the biggest one to you?
You went robotic on me there for a second, so I didn't hear what you said. And then you just walked away. So that's great. Anyways, I feel like so who's the backup? Who's the backup for
Mason
for the 49ers?
Mason.
Yeah. So Mason comes out, right? And they're supposed to report. I'm pretty sure they're supposed to report like when they know they're supposed to report. I'm almost positive. Like, here's my one thing. Do I think that maybe the reason McCaffrey we weren't notified about McCaffrey? Do I think it's had to do with gambling? I would probably say yes. Like, what else would you say it was?
The only other reason that I'm hearing about why even teams would possibly be mad about them not reporting McCaffrey not playing or being eligible is because then you can't game plan for the backup, especially a backup that you haven't seen have a lot of the share of the touches.
Yeah, you're completely right. I think your mic might not be turned on. I'm going to be real honest with you. It doesn't sound like as clean as it normally does. Okay. But here's what I'm going to say about this angle. I'm thinking sinisterly because I really don't think this has anything to do with game planning. I really don't think it does. I don't know. Listen, all these sports leagues are partners with sports books. I think maybe if they have too much liability on something, they might
Do you
They
know
might
what
make
the
a
main?
phone call.
Is my mic better now?
Yeah, it's great.
Do you know what the main thing is too? Like underdog fantasy and sleeper and all these different books that are kind of tailored in with fantasy. They always do week 1 or week 2 or week 3. They do a special pick'em, which is Christian McCaffrey over 0.5 yards. And that's supposed to be like the incentive to like add another leg to your parlay and watch the money roll in.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of ways you can really kind of like but that's another thing too. Like there has to be money coming into these organizations if they're really even considering that. But aside from the whole McCaffrey news, we had a ton of players that actually played, but it's almost like they didn't. I had a couple dudes on my starting lineup that did not exactly pan out how I wanted them to, and I wanted to take a look. Shout out Flock Fantasy for this tweet as we look into the duds of the week that really has had the entire fantasy world in a fucking storm. And I would like to hear first and foremost your comments on any players that you had in your lineup or how you saw them affect your week. I want to hear you get angry. Let's hear the anger.
I'm actually not angry. I can't be angry right now. 1, I'm far too high to ever be angry right now. 2, I want to tell you that I have actually made money in the last couple of days. So I'm really not hurting for anything. The Kincaid thing, I'm not really concerned about. Here's my thing about Buffalo. I much prefer this like 9 different receiver fucking like offensive threat that works together, like a no-name kind of offense, because it's Josh Allen's team. It was Josh Allen's team last year, and Stephon Diggs would like it to be his team, and that's why he's no longer in Buffalo. Josh Allen needed a team. He wanted to do the things that he's doing. He didn't want to have to explain it to anybody. So I really think Kincaid will take an uptick, but Dawson Knox has always been Josh Allen's favorite target, like when it comes to tight ends. And I think that's going to remain. So might have to re-look at how high we were taking Kincaid. Because if that's the type of offensive scheme you're going to see from Buffalo, you might be seeing a lot of those points look the same throughout the weeks. Andrews, I feel like you had an emergence of a fucking like a budding superstar.
Yeah.
Likely comes out of nowhere. He's tiptoeing down the fucking line like a goddamn champion. Like this guy looks like Jerry Rice, like a little bit beefier Jerry Rice. Like, yeah, Andrews took a downturn. He also had a couple catches. I feel like it'll work out for Andrews in the long run. He's a great fucking dude. He's a great tight end. He's a great blocking tight end. He's going to contribute. It doesn't matter. Andrews will get back on track. Drake London, 3.5 points. I mean, I'm upset about it because he's on my. I did win both. I don't know if I told you, but I did win both of my games, so I'm not that concerned about it.
Very good, Dan.
Yeah, didn't know if you heard that I won both of those games. I think if I'm looking at this list, because I don't want to go down the whole thing anymore right now, but the one name that really stands out, and I'm sure that stands out for everybody because you guys were drafting him in the top fucking 10 picks like morons, Marvin Harrison Jr., guys, I don't know how else to tell you. Like, you're stupid as fuck. Like, you're stupid as fuck if you took a fucking rookie wide receiver in the first round. When is that like a rookie, like top 10 picks? That's crazy.
All right, so we're going to bounce around between these names. And then do me a favor, because I know I can't access TikTok because it's from the account that's on my phone. So check the comments for any questions. We also have some questions coming in here too. I drafted Marvin Harrison Jr., and I also drafted Dalton Kincaid, and I also drafted Raheem Mostert. And I didn't have all of them in my starting lineup. Mostert was a late little flex like spot, but Harrison definitely didn't help. But we're gonna get some questions here in a second, then we'll continue with this.
Real quick, let's hit TikTok real quick. ETN or Derrick Henry? I just said Henry. Like just
Derrick Henry for sure. Did y'all see? No, but not even just the touchdown upside. Did you guys see Tank Bigsby? I drafted Tank last year, like my last pick in the draft, with all this like hope that he would do something, and he was the worst running back in football.
Yeah.
Then flipping to this season, he matches the same amount of carries as Travis Etienne and goes for 76 yards, where Etienne has like 56 yards or so. So I would go Tank Bigsby. We got Bronson's house saying trade Jordan Mason with either Keon Coleman or Lad McConkey or Terry McLaurin for Olave. Olave is someone that I'm saying you should trade for, by the way. Anybody you see on any panic videos, you should go trade for. Trading to CMC owner could maybe also get back Zamir or Singletary. I wouldn't be interested in Singletary. I'd be interested in Zamir. So you're trying to get Olave with our Keon Cole. So if you're trading with the CMC owner, obviously the value that you have
Probably gonna
over,
have to come off of McLaurin, I would say.
I'd say McLaurin also because he's gonna want to have to manage the damage with McCaffrey. He's gonna want Jordan Mason, but also depends on how stacked you are running back. So Keon Coleman, Lad McConkey, or I would
get you. Okay, one thing real quick. Sorry, buddy. I have to fucking.
You're good.
I'm getting a little into this right now. If you're gonna get Olave and you're gonna give up fucking Mason and McLaurin, you have to get back Zamir. Like you have to get back fucking Zamir. Like you can't just get fucking Olave. That's a horrible trade if you just get Olave.
I would send an offer first without Mason included. And then if he rejects it or tries to send a package back, I would add in Mason to kind of like sweeten the deal a little bit. But yeah, two good moves here. South Soko says, with CMC down, who should I pick up off waivers? Bucky, Tank, Hill, or Jamal Williams? Wouldn't go Jamal. Tank's not bad. I think Bucky is one of the most slept on waiver wire pickups of the week. And if you can scoop up Bucky, he looked really good. Tyson, he's hit or miss. If you have him in your lineup for one of those weeks where he fucking throws a touchdown and runs in a touchdown and fucking has some good fucking receiving fucking yards, I think it'd go Bucky, Tank, Tyson. I'd probably go Bucky or Tank though. And then Ty says 10-man full PPR. Any move should I make? We have Hurts, Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, Cooper, Kupp, Nasty, Devonta Smith, Kincaid, Achane. On the bench is Tank, Worthy, Brian Thomas Jr., Roma Dunze, Benson Dowdle, Algier, and Corum. Dan, real quick, before I get into that, would you drop Corum after this week after he didn't get on the field? Because I also had him stashed.
See, I don't think you drop him right now. One, don't drop Corum a week before they play the weakest goddamn defense minus the Washington Commanders in the NFL. They're going to play fucking Arizona next week. The fact, like, Corum is going to get touches. Just give it time. They were in a position where they needed to throw the fucking ball, okay? Once they start moving into the offense that they want to move in, playing defenses that allow – dude, James Cook could have ran for 150 yards. We just didn't run the ball for some ungodly – well, not for some ungodly reason. We were trying to catch up. We were down by fucking 14 points.
Yeah.
But every time James Cook touched the ball, if you got a running back with any type of speed, and I'm talking Blake Corum, he can change a pace back. He can do it. Like, just keep him on the roster for right now. With these rookies, you got to see where they're going to lie with the fucking carries, with the fucking touches of the ball. You got – just take it easy. We're in week fucking 1, all right? Let's hold on to Corum, all right? And that's another – for our boy on TikTok over here, Kinzer J, don't drop Corum yet. Just fucking chill the fuck out. Everybody just chill the fuck out a little bit.
Yeah, we can bounce between the TikTok and all this. And also, as we're reading off and reviewing the teams, we're also going to just give some feedback on some of these players that everyone's panicking on, which I believe you should be trading for. I'm going to get to one more here. We still had his real quick. Should I make any moves outside of Corum? I think you could trade up for a better receiver if you have Gibbs and JT and Achane. You're really strong at RB. I assume you're flexing Achane. If you wanted to trade up and add Devonta and maybe Jonathan Taylor is probably your weakest point on running back, which is so weird to say. He didn't have the greatest week. Didn't get a lot of checkdowns. You could pair Jonathan Taylor and Devonta Smith or Jonathan Taylor and Xavier Worthy. Dude, this team's stacked. Or Xavier Worthy for like someone like maybe I was going to say Marvin Harrison, but you don't know.
This is a great team. Why are we trading anyone?
Yeah, I would hold tight, but if you want to upgrade at running back, you can.
He's got Kupp, Devonta Smith. I feel like
Hurts, Kincaid, Achane.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine at fucking
good.
Wide receiver. He's strong at running back. Just start more running backs than you do wide receivers, obviously. Simple as that.
Last one before we get to our next little breakdown of a player, then we'll go back to these. 10-man full PPR. Stroud, Jamar, DK, Gibbs, Achane, Freiermuth. Was not big on Freiermuth this offseason. James Cook, Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr., Deontay Johnson, Javonte Williams, Chuba Hubbard, Tysom Hill looking to pick up Likely and Bigsby off waivers. Any thoughts? I would drop,
Get
depending
rid
on
of
what you're.
Fryermuth like right away.
But does he have any? I mean, yeah, I would start Tyson over Firemuth. I would drop Chuba to get Likely, and I'd also
What do you say? Say Taysom again?
Tyson.
Why are you saying Taysom?
I don't know how to fucking say his name.
Are you from fucking North Carolina? What's happening right now?
Tyson. I'm like
It's
Xavier.
Taysom.
I'm like Xavier Leggett.
No, I don't think you start Taysom at all. Actually, I think you pick up Likely a fucking immediately.
If he gets Likely, then yeah, that's the pickup.
And you get rid of Fryermuth. Like I feel like that's the best move here. You got to get rid of Chuba. That fucking offense.
Can you say Chuba for me, please?
Yeah,
It's Chuba.
Chuba, whatever the fuck. It's the same fucking. It's the same thing. Anyways, back to the point. You gotta get the fuck off anyone on anyone on the Panthers. Just get them off the team.
This is one thing. He just said he went no tight end of the draft because everyone stole them in front of him. Honestly, you're not in a bad spot because the Andrews, Kelsey blew up. But you have to get Likely. I'd like to see what your waiver priority is. But yeah, try to grab Bigsby. Likely is your number one target because outside of that, with Jamar and DK, you got some players that, even though after week one might not have the best week, DK that matchup, get Likely and you'll be in a good spot.
Yeah, you got to get Likely. On TikTok, Caden Smith says, rate my 20-man. Stroud, Kamara, Bucky Irving, Amon, AJ Brown, Likely, Garrett Wilson.
AJ Brown, Likely, Garrett, and Amon, and Bucky. Pretty for solid. A 20-man, solid. I'm going 8.7 out of 10.
Okay, I'll give him a 9, but I want to see what's on your bench because in a 20-man, it's got to be fucking.
It's got to be catastrophic.
Horrific.
I don't know how you play that.
It's got to be horrific, dude.
All right, last one real quick. Not saying we're not going to do any more, but I just want to break down some of this Marvin Harrison. We'll get back to more of these reads. Would you trade Waddle for Puka? No. I like Waddle. I like where he's at right now. Puka is just came off nursing an injury, and we kind of called it early on, whether it was on TikTok or on YouTube, talking about how Puka is not as healthy as they say he is, because that's how they do it in LA. You saw it last year with Cooper Kupp, and shout out to Double Down here making that call. And I'm not, first off, I'm all over Cooper Kupp as we were in the offseason, so great call to us, Dan. Great job.
We're good stuff. We got good stuff going.
With Puka, I think Waddle's got more upside, and he's also going to be like, they're not the number one option in their offense. Everyone wants to think because Puka had a big year last year that he's the number one option when Sean McVay said, hey, our offense runs through Cooper Kupp. So Puka is the number 2 option. Jalen Waddle is the number 2 option in a better spot.
I do understand what he's saying, though. Just with the news right now, I'd probably try to get Puka for like a lesser note. If you can swing it for like a little bit of a worse player just because he's going to go on IR and miss 4+ games, I feel like maybe you do that just for the upside at the end of the season. But I do like Waddle this year. Miami's offense did not look as explosive as I thought they were going to look. Maybe that's just a week 1 thing. I would probably just, if you can get him for a lesser player, do that. Don't get off a Waddle just yet.
Yeah, so we're going to flip back to some more reads in a second, but just wanted to touch on, so we touched on some of these players. A lot of people have been freaking out about Chris Olave and Marvin Harrison, and I had Marvin Harrison, and it was not a good week for me other than the fact that I had other players go nuclear. I didn't have Jaden Reed, but I had Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill. I also had Alvin Kamara had a great week. Amon-Ra, you should have nothing to worry about. Weird game script. I'm not really sure why he didn't get targets even late in that game as they were kind of teetering towards overtime. I guess it just wasn't in the cards that night. So I wouldn't stress on Amon-Ra. But with Marvin Harrison, the reason why I grabbed Marvin Harrison was it was not in my cards to go after him during the draft. I picked from the 1-2, went all the way through round 1. I thought he'd go at the 1-2 turn or like mid-second round. A lot of running backs went early. He was the best player on the board, especially with ADP being taken into consideration. And I drafted him in the same position in 2 leagues, from the 1-3 and the 1-2 in 2 different leagues. If he can have some time as a rookie, just because Xavier Worthy had a fucking game doesn't mean that rookie wide receivers aren't rookie wide receivers. Odd matchup, odd game against the Bills, whatever the case may be. I'd say my panic level, the word panic, I don't even like. if it's like someone who's been in the league a while, I'm fine with saying my panic level. I'm not panicking on a rookie wide receiver. Dude's super talented. You know what he's made of. He's getting acclimated to this offense. He's getting acclimated to the NFL. And when the ball gets thrown to him more than fucking 3 times, he's gonna have a reception. He's gonna have multiple receptions. He's gonna have big receptions. Don't panic. I'm Marvin Harrison. I did move him to my flex, and I'm gonna be, keeping an eye on him based on matchups and how he does.
I'm going to be real honest with you. This is the only point where I do not agree with you.
Okay.
I would move off of Marvin Harrison as soon as you can. And
But you can't.
Dortch. I would get Dortch as soon as you can. Like,
All right,
as soon as you can.
Let me.
Wait, hold on. He
Okay.
is the clear favorite in that offense. He's the clear favorite. Like, he's... Hold on, put the headphones back on. He's the clear favorite, okay? He is the clear favorite in this offense. Dortch has way more upside than Marvin Harrison Jr. does right now. I'm just telling you.
I don't think you have to move off of Marvin Harrison Jr. to get Dortch as well. I don't think he's going to be a huge waiver target when you have Likely and you have other players like fucking Alexander Madison going really high. I think you can get him no matter where you are on the waiver claims. With that being said, if you wanted to go Dortch, whatever the case may be, regardless, dude's super talented. He's going to have a game. Look at Amon-Ra St. Brown above him. He's been in the league, been one of the most reliable wide receivers in the league for the past 4 years, 5 years. He had 4.3 points. Everyone needs to relax. It's not that big of a deal. If this happens in the next 2 weeks, then it's time to freak out. But also, you said move him, Dan. Who's going to take him right now? Unless they're really buying into Marvin Harrison Jr. after week 1. People are going to want. Good.
I think somebody would jump at the chance to have Marvin Harrison Jr.
But for good value when you're taking him in round, maybe late round 1 or round 2.
I think that's what pays off in this scenario. I think because you took him so high, and because a lot of people were probably high on him before the fucking draft. Yeah, I think somebody will give you decent value for him right now. Absolutely.
We'll go to questions again in a second. Give me one example of a trade that you think would be feasible in a league for Marvin Harrison Jr.
I'd probably try to pull like a running back, like a decent running back. You could probably get fucking
like Zach Moss.
Yeah, something like that. You could get Zach Moss, but you could also get I feel like you could get A-Chain for that as well. I feel like you could get a starting
The only reason why I say you could probably get A-Chain is because A-Chain's hurt right now. And people are kind of worried about his ankle. He's like Glass, but he's like AR, but AR staying healthy right now. We'll move back to that in a little bit, but it's surprising that when people say, I went on TikTok today and I said, anybody who's seen anyone on TikTok or anywhere saying panic level, you should be trying to trade for these players because that means everyone in your league is scrolling on TikTok and Twitter and Instagram, seeing their number 1 pick, their first round pick, second round, third round pick with the word panic next to it. It's an opportunity to buy low. You can also sell high on players like I put it in the TikTok who had a great week. Like Zach Moss, a couple different players.
All right, we got to ask some questions. Yeah, give me. Sir Trum says traded MHJ for Waddle and Wan'Dale Robinson. Good trade or no?
Wan'Dale Robinson and Waddle. I mean, I love Wan'Dale as a Giants
fan.
I think getting Waddle back strong. I like Wan'Dale as a Giants fan, but Daniel Jones looks like shit.
Yo, that's such a good trade, though. But I'm just saying.
It's a good trade. I think it's less stress, but the only thing that worries me is you moved into a receiver that gets banged up a lot. So if he stays healthy, you won this trade.
Yeah.
All
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we both agree there. Hudson says trade Andrews and Eckler for Ingram and Zeke. I'd say no.
One more time
for that. Hudson says trade Andrews and Eckler for Ingram and Zeke. I say no. That's like trading
cigarette butts for joint roaches.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, sounds like Ingram had a bad week. Mark Andrews is higher. I mean, he would have higher upside without Isaiah Likely. I don't like Zeke that much at all in this Dallas offense, especially with Rico involved. That's just don't even want to be a part of that. That sounds gross with all due respect. Let me get to Capsule says 10-man PPR Richardson, Bijan, Montgomery. I like that pairing. Nico, Waddle, McBride, Ayuk, Kyler, Mason, Ramondre on the bench. Move him up. Zamir White, Xavier Worthy, and Brian Thomas Jr. looking to pick up Wright in case Achane doesn't play Thursday. I think if Achane doesn't play Thursday, I'm going to be real happy because I think Wright is going to split more evenly with Raheem Mostert. Yeah, you could pick up Wright if you can get him off waivers or trade for him if he's rostered. I wouldn't do too much.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of stick with this team minus Bijan. Like, get rid of Bijan as soon as you can.
Yeah, you're hating on Bijan.
He's trash. Bijan. He's fucking trash, dude.
But when you're talking fantasy,
he is trash, dude.
We'll get to Kirk
is fucking
Bijan
trash.
in a minute.
We can fucking sit here and act like he's not trash, or we can be adults and realize that he's trash. Like, he just is. 68 fucking yards? Are you kidding me? Like, this is the guy?
Listen, audience. All off season, I have been battling this narrative of him saying Bijan is trash. And I've been battling this narrative after he sat on my fucking starting lineup last year and didn't play a snap with a headache and gave me a goose egg and the whole Arthur Smith thing. And I'm like, Kirk, new coach. It's going to be great. He did put up 16 fantasy points this week, but someone help me in this conversation and trying to at least explain to him that he's not a bust, whatever the case may be.
No, he's a bust. It doesn't matter. He's a fucking bust. All right, but I do have one thing to say real quick.
Go ahead.
Quinn, from TikTok, Pollard for Montgomery. Is that a good trade?
Absolutely not.
Quinn, come on, dude. Fucking keep Montgomery. That was the best fucking game. Dude, I wouldn't trade Montgomery for anybody right now.
Yeah, you're keeping Monty. Pollard, he had a good week. That's another thing, too. Like, when people say panic, like, there's also the people that you can sell high on. You can sell high on Pollard. I don't think he's going to put up 20 points every week. I do think Tajay Spears, his role is going to improve as it goes. And I'm actually, as much as I hated on Tony Pollard last season, I actually like seeing him do kind of well in Tennessee because I'm kind of rooting for them a little bit. But I would not move off of Montgomery for Pollard.
What do you mean you're kind of rooting for Tennessee?
I don't know. I like Will Levis and I like D-Hop and Ridley. So, I'd like to see them do well. I'm not rooting for them like with a jersey on and fucking face paint. Anyway, so yeah, with this one for Kabzul, I'd say honestly stick on it. Don't chase Wright because the whole Achane situation. The Smitty says, I traded Amon-Ra.
That's a bad.
But he had a panic attack.
That is a bad fucking move after one game and what looks to be the most explosive offense in the NFL.
I'm curious to see what you traded that for if you want to chime in. Jackson Taylor says, yo, trying to trade a mate. You got a Brit in the chat. Trying to trade a mate for Ayuk and Charbonnet. My roster is Jaden Daniels, Derrick Henry, Kenneth Walker. You're trying to get Charbonnet because Walker's abdominal injury. Devon Achane, Kyron Williams.
Daniels immediately.
And Wright, CeeDee Lamb, Olave, Flowers, Watson, Coleman, Kirk, Kincaid, and Hawkinson. What to trade? I don't think you should really be chasing Charbonnet when you have Devon Achane and Derrick Henry. I think that you can kind of just wait for Walker to get healthy unless you're flexing one of them, but I don't even think that's a need. Lamb and Olave, I think is a good combo. Just be patient on Olave. Flowers is a good flex. Watson, as in Deshaun, Coleman, and Kirk.
Move off of him too.
Yeah, if you're talking about Deshaun Watson and you have Kirk and Daniels, I think you shouldn't be rostering 3 quarterbacks. If it was me, I would possibly look at because I think you could improve your flex spot. Maybe move in Kenneth Walker and Zay Flowers for Ayuk, or maybe just Kenneth Walker for Ayuk.
We have to make sure we get a better quarterback, though. I don't think any of these things matter if you don't get a better quarterback. You're not going to do well.
But did you see what Jaden put up in fantasy this week?
He needs a better quarterback.
But
I don't care. What did he get? What did he get?
Take a guess.
18 points?
28.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, 2 rushing touchdowns and like 102 yards rushing or something crazy.
Good shit. All right, I was just making sure. Okay, yeah, I'm done.
10-man PPR for that one. Sorry, Christian Watson and Javonte Williams. Okay. I would with Christian Watson, I mean, you're kind of fucked, no? With Jordan Love going down. And Javonte's not a bad stash. Yeah, I would try to trade Flowers and Kenneth Walker for a better wide receiver. Maybe I think that's a little bit too much value for Ayuk with the whole offseason situation going on. So try to move into that. But obviously, if Jordan Love comes back, Watson will have some trade value as well. I don't know if you're going to slide him in, but after getting my ass whooped by Jaden Reed, I'm happy that I don't have to worry about that the rest of the season. Not saying I'm happy that he's hurt.
That's so fucked up.
And then Primetime C says, where do we post for team reviews? You can just throw it in the chat, my brother. Free reviews and
Right,
no super chats. You're good.
Put it in the fucking chat. Clay Sanders says, and this is a specific for you, is DK going to get clamped this week by Gonzalez?
I think DK is going to come off pretty frustrated, and I want to see some Hulk anger out of him. He's going to have to, sometimes in quoting my messiah, Sidney Crosby, sometimes you just got to beat a guy. All right. It doesn't matter who's in front of you. The same token, you want to go and be dominant, go and fucking be dominant. I don't care if it's Sauce. I don't care if it's whatever. I'm not saying you're going to have the greatest week of all time, but go at Gonzalez and play your fucking game. It's all about if he's got that dog in him or if he's just happy getting paid and he's just like walking his way through the fucking season like Jamar Chase. So I think that's up to your guys' opinion. I wouldn't start DK if I had a decent or equivalent guys next to him or in front of him, but not a bad option. You're going to have good wide receivers that are going to play good corners. So you're going to have to end up starting them anyway at certain points. Obviously, you want to target matchups, whatever the case may be.
I like it.
And then we're going to get to this one, and then we'll go back to some, maybe start getting out some picks,
We have a ton of TikToks. That we
all right, fire. All right. Two Rich says, hey, guys, 2 trades, same team, 12 team, full PPR. Do I trade Debo and Godwin for Marvin Harrison Jr. and Bucky or McMillan? Also got offered Flowers and Pittman for Godwin and Lloyd. So the reason why you're getting a lot of offers on Godwin is because he's been playing fantastic. Baker Mayfield's look great. He's playing in the slot, which opens up so much for their offense. I'm keeping Godwin and I'm keeping Debo. You're going to get a lot of, when you're sending out the trade offers, you're just hoping when you're receiving multiple trade offers for the same people, those are people usually you want to keep because people are trying to take value off of you. If you are a Cardinals fan, it's the only reason why I could possibly see you doing that, but you'd be kind of like defeating your team.
Yeah. All right. CJ from TikTok. I traded Moss, Rice, and Njoku for Laporta and Puka.
Moss,
what are the thoughts?
Rashi Rice, and Njoku for who?
Yeah. So for Laporta and Puka, I think you got kind of hosed on that one.
Wait, what did he receive?
Laporta and Puka.
For Moss and Njoku and who else?
Rice. Rasheed Rice.
For Laporta and who?
Puka, who's on the IR.
I think you spazzed, in my opinion. And Njoku's hurt. And Njoku's hurt. Laporta's probably the top tight end in football right now. And
I think Rasheed Rice has got a huge upside.
I think Rasheed Rice is also stepping into huge competition with not only Xavier Worthy, also when Hollywood Brown comes back. I think.
Okay, hold on though, because so is Sam Laporta, by the way. Like,
because Jameson Williams had one game.
Jameson Williams not only had his coming out party on national television, Amon-Ra's going to want the fucking rock at some point. Montgomery is a fucking monster. Gibbs is a fucking monster in his own right. Yeah, I do think Laporta is going to take a back seat to the fucking skill players. Absolutely, dude.
I think this offense, when it's not going to Montgomery and Gibbs, runs through Amon-Ra and Kincaid, but not Kincaid, Amon-Ra and Laporta. But I mean, you saw Amon-Ra kind of take the back seat this week. Not saying that can't be Laporta next week. I think that getting Laporta and also getting rid of an injured Njoku and also having the upside, especially if you're deep at wide receiver, like I think this trade would tell me, I think being able to stash Puka for when he's healthy is quality upside when you're looking at like the equivalent of like a Jalen Waddle or a Devonta Smith, like that strong second talented wide receiver. Sometimes you got to spend money to make money. I think that's a good trade.
Dude, we are fucking going wild.
I know. We're going nuclear right now.
Okay, so just fucking stick with me. We got to burn through these quick.
We're bouncing back YouTube and TikTok. Yeah. I got a bunch on YouTube too, God.
All right, give me quick answers on these. Caden Smith, I was offered Kupp and McBride for Amon-Ra and likely. Other wide receivers are Wilson and A.J. Brown. Does he take the fucking offer? Yes or no?
I love Cooper Kupp, but for Amon-Ra and likely and McBride.
No.
I think McBride is... let me just speak it out real quick. I think McBride's gonna have a good. I think McBride's gonna have a good year. I wouldn't take that trade though. I would keep him on. I love Cup, and I love McBride, but no.
All right, Lowe says yes or no. I get Terry and McBride and give up Diggs or Evans. I don't think that's a good trade at all. Diggs has already proven that he's gonna goddamn get some touchdowns this year.
A lot of people are trying to sell high on Diggs. They think it's just a good week one.
Fucking get out of here, dude. It looked right off the bat the same thing it looked like when fucking Josh Allen had him for the first fucking year. That's what it looked like, dude. He's gonna score touchdowns this year. I'm so glad I fucking drafted them.
So you're saying take Diggs?
Yeah, take Diggs.
Yeah, I'll take Diggs on that.
All right, Drew Argyle. I'm not gonna say it. Drew says, who should I sit? Dobbins, Pacheco, or Jacobs?
Jacobs. With Love out, it's going to be a rough offense. They're probably going to go to him a lot more, but I don't think you're going to get the red zone like usage that you're going to want. With who's starting now? Who's starting in Green Bay?
Jacobs.
No, the quarterback.
Oh, I think it's Malik Willis.
Yeah, it's Malik Willis. I would start
Which
Pacheco.
Maybe start Jacobs though, because do they really want Malik Willis throwing the ball? Probably.
Yeah, that's
not.
true. He's probably going to get the usage. I honestly, yeah. So maybe start Josh Jacobs and see if Dobbins just had a good week one. If Dobbins does well again, then you're in a great spot with 3 running backs that are churning right now. You got one more, then we'll go to YouTube.
Yeah. I got so many more.
You guys better be liking this live stream on TikTok and on YouTube and on Twitter. If we're over here reading all these questions for free, we love y'all. Come on.
Okay, so Quinn would like to rectify that he traded Pollard for Montgomery. I'm going to go ahead and say you fucking sauced up on that goddamn trade.
Nasty.
That was fucking ridiculous. Great fucking job. We'll answer one more from fucking TikTok. Freddie Mac, Amari Cooper, or Jamison Williams? I'm going to go ahead and do a quick one real quick. It's Jamison Williams. The kid showed he can fucking play. The kid showed that him and Goff they've got it together now. The fucking rhythm is fucking there. So yes, that's fucking keep Jamison Williams, please.
I agree. Just popping up different stuff while we go over these guys. So we got a lot over here. The Smitty said he's the one who traded Amon-Ra. He said he got Laporta, London, and McConkey for him. W or L, Dan?
I think that's a huge L, but that's just me.
I mean, he got 3 solid people back in return. I'm not mad at it, but I'm glad you at least got decent value in return. McConkey looks like he's doing really good. London still has good upside, and Laporta's solid. Traded Worthy for Chubb. Xavier?
I see. Okay, here's one that I really like, actually. I think Chubb has huge upside when he comes back. Another case got popped up on Deshaun Watson today. So
I saw.
Dude, Jameson fucking Winston is the backup, okay? He's a gunslinger, baby. I think he's coming in this season. I love that Chubb. Like, put Chubb on the IR and fucking just hold on to him because
if you're deep at wide receiver, not a bad move at all.
No,
but you're investing into him like he's gonna play well. Primetime Z says QB Mahomes, running back Barkley and Montgomery, Pollard, and Mason on the bench. Wide receiver Mike Evans, Zay Flowers, Devonta Smith, Scary Terry, George Pickens. It's the Thomas Jr. that's in fucking wherever the fuck it is, Jacksonville. Jaden Reed and Kelsey, full PPR 12-man league standard scoring. Rank the team with Barkley and Monty. I'm going running backs is I'm going to go 8-5. I'm going to go 8-7. Mahomes, I'm going to go 9. Pollard and Masons, yes, I'll go 8-7. Wide receivers, Mike Evans, Flowers, and Devonta Smith. I would try to trade up into a better second wide receiver because then you also got McLaurin and George Pickens. I would try to trade Devonta Smith and Flowers maybe into a stronger second wide receiver, or maybe like Devonta Smith and Thomas Jr. into a stronger second, and then he'd be really, really solid. Overall, I'll give the team give it a 7-7. Any advice been thinking I need to package some of these wide receivers for a true wide receiver one? He is 100% right. Yeah, go for it, dude. Stack up fucking Devonta and Zay for a good fucking wide receiver, and you're good. Johnny on the spot says Diggs always does well start of season, but he's already pouting the week one.
Listen,
What do you think?
He's gonna score 10 touchdowns this year. I don't care what anyone says. He's gonna score 10 touchdowns this year. It's gonna fucking happen. The kid is money. He's one of the best wide receivers in the league by far. Okay, he's gonna score 10 touchdowns this year.
By the way, guys, little ad interruption. We are sponsored content creators by a platform called SoBet. We give out not only fantasy advice, but sports betting picks that we hit at an unbelievable clip on. If you guys want to join, it's in the description of, or it's in our bio for TikTok, our description for YouTube, all that. If you guys want to join, you get our picks to bet on, as well as any other exclusive signed content creator to SoBet. So only people that are signed to a contract for this platform are able to give out picks. So instead, if you're placing sports bets, instead of looking on TikTok for highlights of videos, people are like, take this. These are content creators that are literally signed to give out picks for this platform. If you want to join us in the description. Couple more here. Do you think Fields will remain the starter? It's looking like he's going to start week 2 because Russell Wilson is not feeling too hot with whatever the fuck's going on with his elbow, but I promise you when he's good to go, he will be the starter. And if he stays healthy, they'll throw a touchdown pass because they won a game by only kicking field goals.
They won't.
Prime Time says, thanks for the reviews, guys. You're real ones. I appreciate that, guys. Really, really appreciate the love. How you guys feeling about Burrow? Great question. Run it. I'm going to get to the other one, so I know I'm kind of skipping.
Okay. All right. I do, the Bengals start out slow every year. Okay, they build up steam over time. You have to fucking hide Burrow right now. Wait until T. Higgins that whole situation gets figured out, and then just see how he does when everything's back in the swing of it. You just gotta chill the fuck out for right now. The one thing I do want to point out is that the Cincinnati Bengals are selling used televisions, and it's a real thing. They're selling used televisions. The Cincinnati Bengals are selling used televisions.
Over under, how many TVs are going to sell?
Maybe like 150.
Fair enough. One thing I'll say about Burrow is I've had him rostered on leagues a couple times. I think he's completely overrated as a fantasy football quarterback. Great real life quarterback. Great if you're investing into sports cards. Maybe not right now, but I do not think fantasy wise he has no rushing upside. And with T. Higgins always banged up, it's always weird. Him and Waddle are just always banged up. And then also with Jamar Chase being a fucking little bitch over there in Cincinnati, I just don't like any of it at all. They lost fucking why am I blanking on the running back that's in Houston now? Joe Mixon.
Mixon.
They lost Joe Mixon. I just do not think he's a suitable fantasy quarterback. I think in total, when Kirk was in Minnesota, he was a better fantasy quarterback. That's a different story now. But Wintington or Johnson for Puka replacement?
Johnson.
Quinn Johnson is he talking about? London's about to get targets. LOL. He better. He better. I saw this video of Kirk. He's not staggering his feet on the snaps like he used to, and everyone's saying it's a big factor. Found a dumb league mate who might be down for Walker for Drake London. Straight up easy take. Sorry if you answered this already. You're totally good, brother. I would do that specifically because you're so deep at wide receiver. Couple more here, then we're gonna get to another topic, and then we'll go back to TikTok, and then we'll go merry-go-round with these. The guy with the blue headphones lips move make me want to suck his lips off. Not gonna lie.
That's real fucking strange.
It's the beard. It's the beard.
Does
Jordan Mason's performance open up load management as an option for CMC for a playoff Super Bowl run?
Yeah, I think so. I think they stumbled into another fucking like star running back. The Shanahans and star running backs, they could find them fucking anywhere. Yeah, I really do. I think this might be their year. They came out, and yeah, you don't want to peak early, but they could do whatever the fuck they wanted to do against what I rated as a top 10 defense. And there was nothing the defense could have done, by the way. Like, they couldn't have done anything else. They held the ball for fucking 39 minutes or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. San Francisco is going to the Super Bowl this year. That's for sure. I didn't think it was going to happen either.
All right, last one, then we'll switch to a different topic.
Wait.
Oh, God.
Jake, he's been waiting. He asked the question 27 times.
Sorry.
Cook and Moore for Jacobs and Harrison Jr.
Cook and DJ Moore for Jacobs and Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, with Rome going down and Keenan not looking too hot, Caleb's not looking the greatest. Fucking Josh Allen ran more than anyone on that last Sunday. For Jacobs and Marvin Harrison Jr., kind of buying low. I mean, they drafted Jacobs and Marvin Harrison Jr. way higher. I think you take that and just see how it goes, honestly. I think it's got high upside.
I really like Cook, man.
I know, but you're also a Bills fan.
Yeah, but I just think he's got it this year, man. He just looks like he's got the pop.
Do you think he has it more than Josh Jacobs, especially with Jordan Love going down now?
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely.
All right, so then you got 2 takes. That's probably not helping much. I would say yes. Like, guys, I need advice. We're like,
not helping at all.
Let's disagree.
All right. Rye from TikTok. Stafford or Prescott week 2? I say Stafford.
Stafford's looked fantastic. He did roll his ankle like 5,000 times in the game against the Lions, but I would say Stafford. Real quick, just because I had it up, I don't want to disrespect him. Thoughts on trading Pittman for fucking Marvin Harrison Jr.? Pittman, I'm kind of falling away from right now because he likes those short slant routes, and AR does not. That's why he's throwing the ball to Alec Pierce, so I don't mind that at all. Oh my God. I was looking to trade for CMC this year. It says, should I trade CMC? More injury news came out from the business circuit. I was looking to trade for him today. I was going to see if I can package Derrick Henry and Brandon Ayuk for CMC. And then as I was filling out the trade card, I was like, absolutely not. What? What's so funny?
I don't know. I feel like that CMC thing might have more legs than we think it does.
It does.
I'm a little concerned. I don't know. I feel like my radar is kind of tinging for this thing right now. I'm a little concerned that if what the coach says was correct, like he thought up until game time, up until an hour before game time, that CMC was going, and then he was like, no, we can't risk it. So something is there's something not right going on. I
will say this. I saw someone else say this, so I will repeat it. It was some doctor. And he was like, if you think this is, if doctor said this, I mean, this is quoting the fucking internet, but if you think this is magically going to go away, it's not. It's not like, that's what he said in his scrubs. And I was like, you know what? That's a great point from
How do you know it was probably some random guy that just had scrubs at his house.
Regardless of
his wife's a nurse. He's like, hey, listen, it's going to get worse.
Listen, I don't care if bro's got a degree or not. Made great sense. You think this is going to go away anytime soon? No, he's not playing.
You guys got to check your fucking sources. Rye says, drop Curtis Samuel for Lazard. Let me answer the question real quick because I think this is immediately a go. I think Lazard is going to have a fucking year this year. Aaron Rodgers looked okay. There was nothing they could have done to win that game, so I get it. But his arm looked okay, right?
So listen, but I have one disagreement with that.
Don't disagree.
No, this is the disagreement. This is the disagreement. When you say Aaron Rodgers looked okay, that makes it sound like it's okay. You should have said it. You should have said it like, Aaron Rodgers looked okay. That's how you say it. He didn't look okay. He looked okay.
His arm looked fine. Okay.
He also has 2 legs, a head, and a back and thighs that I didn't think was.
All right, fuck off. Robert, Kamara for Chase. Have JT and Gibbs and Reek and Wilson. Kamara
JP
for Chase.
He has. Who else does he have?
Gibbs, Reek, and Wilson. Thank you, Zoe, by the way.
Kamara for Chase. I mean, I think you could sell high on it. I'm big on Kamara this year.
Read that shit. That's
Zoe,
right,
Rodgers,
Zoe.
Look. Oh, you popped it up.
That's right, Zoe. Yeah, you're fucking right. He did look pretty good, Zoe.
You said okay, so how are you agreeing? He said he looked good. You said he looked okay.
Garrett Wilson had himself a game, and I won both of my fantasies. Did I tell you that I won?
Yes, you told me. Did you know who else won? You know who else won?
2-0. You lost a couple leagues. I can see it. I can see it here.
How the fuck do you know that?
Yeah.
One league I'm in with you though. I won. All right. If I didn't have Marvin Harrison Jr. in every league, maybe I would have won another one. Justin Fields, we already answered that one. Do we see Guerrero? Who is this? That's probably a college guy. I don't know.
Do we think Isaac Guerrero mixes in this year at some point? I don't even know who the fuck that is. I'm guessing he's the 3rd string in San Francisco.
Possibly.
Maybe.
The one thing I'm gonna add in, because these are my favorite types of questions. Thinking of trades, Oak says, "Hey man, what type of wide receiver can I get from a Drake London and Tyler Lockett package? Lockett's been eating up targets, and London. I think you can get Marvin Harrison. I think you can go for Tank Dell. I think you can go for possibly Zay Flowers. And then Dan, give me one more. I think I really like the Tank Dell look here for Drake
I'm
London and
low on
Lockett.
Dell. I'm low on Dell.
Low?
Okay. Yeah, I'm low on him right now. I like the idea to get off of Drake. I don't know, man. What I want you to do is try to get like a Diggs, try to get someone with a little bit higher upside than Dell right now.
I'd be shocked if anyone takes that Diggs one. Maybe Waddle.
Maybe Waddle.
Maybe Waddle.
Yeah.
Waddle's a
Get
nice
some
look
exposure to a better offense. I like moving
there. That's the answer. Look for
Yeah.
the better offense, then find your piece. Maybe Devonta Smith, something like that.
Caden Smith, big boy trade. I was offered Hurts, Puka, and Dell for Wilson and Stroud.
Hurts, Dell, and who?
Puka for Wilson and Stroud.
That is a big boy trade. It's like
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you
Wilson's gonna have a good year.
You could make the trade. You could make the trade, but also like, if you don't, it's not really like if you make the trade, I don't think it's making your team that much better unless you're deep at one position. It sounds about very even, so you're just exchanging points for points at that point. The one thing I will say is that if you want to make a trade, it's fucked up as it sounds. If you want to win a championship, you need to take advantage of people that are scared, stupid, or I don't know. They just, or if they're homers. Say if like Dan, I have Diggs, and he's like, or if I have fucking James Cook, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna send Dan this package. I think he's probably gonna take James Cook and Keon Coleman for Jonathan Taylor, and he probably will. Yeah. So try to target value. I mean, you can trade even for even, but you're not really getting much. Who should I be looking to get if I were to trade CMC? I was thinking Marvin Harrison and CMC for Jettas and someone. Not a bad trade. If they're deep at wide receiver, you can make that happen.
Let's take it easy. First week, CMC.
Take
it easy.
That is true. I like
Jay Jettas had a good game, but wasn't like impressive. I think he only had 58, 68 yards or some shit like that. It wasn't like he was fucking killing it.
Yeah. So would you go? So go higher than Jettas if you traded CMC and Marvin Harrison for. That's a good package. What's higher than Jettas right now? Tyreek? I don't think you can get Tyreek with him. I don't think you can get Tyreek or CD. I think
you got to get a number one though. CMC's going number one overall.
Yeah, with Marvin Harrison, who went really high too. That's a good package. I think I don't think anyone really, unless they're hurt, would trade CMC, CD, or Tyreek. So I think Jettas is. I think you can do Jettas straight up for CMC if it's good value, and then maybe move Marvin Harrison for another piece.
Yeah.
8-man full PPR, 1 flex, Kyler, CMC, Kyron, CD, AJ Brown. Oh, it's an 8-man. Evan Engram, Cooper Kupp. I like Kyler this year. Obviously, if you had like a top 4 quarterback, this team would be absolutely insane with CD and AJ Brown. I'll give it, just because it's an 8-man, I'm not going to give it as much love. I'm going to go, and I like Kyron too. I'm going to go 7.8 out of 10. Why even draft? LOL. Facts. Would you trade CMC for Tyreek and Ayuk? I have Kyron and Pacheco all day.
Yeah, I would.
All
I think Ayuk should have a fucking year, buddy.
And Tyreek, when you already have Kyron and Pacheco all day. Look at me.
Yeah,
all
just in case.
Day.
Yeah, all right. Don't say it so sexually next
all
time. But yeah,
okay.
Day. All right, everyone, don't look at the camera right now. Okay. Listen. This is a great trade. I feel like it gives you a lot of seriously, it gives you a lot of fucking play too. You got a lot of fucking combinations you could throw in there. What if this Mason thing has legs? You know what I mean? Like, what if this is like a thing and he starts cutting into some carries? I'm just saying. I am a little concerned about that, at least.
I love when you say, what if it's got legs, like a parlay? What if it's got some legs on it? We'll get to a couple here. We got smaller ones. The business circuit says 8-man full PPR, 2 flex. Dak, CMC. He also has Mason, Achan, Marvin Harrison, Debo, McBride, Connor, Montgomery, Brandon Aubrey, Christian Kirk, Xavier Worthy, Brock Purdy, Puka, Nakua, and Jaden Addis, whatever the fuck his name is. Where could I improve? Jordan Addison shot. You got Dak, you got CMC. I think you can improve a quarterback. CMC may Achan, Marvin Harrison, Debo. You can also improve at wide receiver. You could trade Marvin Harrison and Puka for a number one for like a Chase.
You got to get a number one wide receiver. You have to.
All right, rapid fire on these. Start Harrison or Neighbors. I'm going Harrison. Daniel Jones is my favorite team's quarterback, and he sucks. Good insights. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the love, guys. Subscribe if you enjoy it. We're going to do these every week. If it has likes, you'll find out who Gerundo is.
Listen, I think he's probably a great running back, but I'm never going to figure out his name until he scores a touchdown. So just, there's only so much.
Wasn't there another one behind CMC, though, like Elijah Mitchell?
Yeah, I'm sure there was like a million behind him that ran for 300
Those poor gentlemen that put their whole life into football to be behind Christian McCaffrey. DK or Garrett Wilson? I'm going GW.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson. That he's going to have a fucking year. All right, Rye from TikTok. How are we feeling about St. Brown after week 1? Goff left him open a ton. I didn't see that when I was watching the game.
He looked invisible, dude.
Yeah, I just feel like he had a shitty game.
Yeah.
Any great wide receiver can have a fucking. The next question is hilarious.
Okay.
Gus Bus, are you starting LeBron or Biden this week?
Oh, do you got to go? You got to go sleepy.
You gotta go.
You gotta go sleepy. Bonbons. I mean, listen, 40, 80. You gotta go sleepy. I mean, who's got more wisdom? I'm going sleepy all day. All right. Maybe not for fucking politics, but if he wants to, fucking run with the boys and try to get me a first down.
Honestly, I'll take LeBron any day of the week.
You'll take 6'8", 275-pound LeBron James. Over 5'9", 67-pound Joe Biden.
Why are you listing their stats like that?
I don't know. But he says Biden doesn't have legs. He says, who can I package Najee and Devontae Adams for? Poor Devontae Adams. Everyone was making fun of me. Yeah, I mean, whatever. For the whole Pittsburgh.
You might be able to get Russell Wilson for that package.
Who the fuck wants Russell Wilson? Asshole.
That was a great point. That's why
he's like, you might be able to get Zach Wilson for that. Honestly,
you might be able to get Zach Wilson.
Dude, and that's another thing too. Everyone who was giving me shit on TikTok talking about, oh, you picked Marvin Harrison Jr. at the end of the second round. It was either him or Devontae Adams, and at that point, it's like whatever. With the live ended.
Yep.
Oh, was we swearing too much? YouTube, you're exclusive now. If y'all want to get in any other things before we get into sports picks, any more questions, run them in. For Najee and Devontae, I would try to go after someone like Cooper Kupp if they need a running back. Maybe you kind of add something else with Najee too. Maybe a 3-for-1.
Here's a real question for you. Should anyone roster Najee Harris? And I'm not trying to be a dick.
No.
Okay.
No.
Just making sure that we're on the same page. I don't like Najee. I never have. Even when he was like the ipso facto fucking like first running back on the fucking roster. Like he's first on the depth chart. I still didn't like him. I've never had him on a fucking fantasy team where I've been like, damn, I really liked having Najee Harris this year.
So I felt about like every time I saw like Keenan Allen and Mike Evans, I was like, I'd never want these players, but they're actually good. They were good, at least. Yeah, I don't want Najee. George says, I went 0 RB. I like the 20 touches this week. It's like, word up. All right. Give me, guys, I want some tight end questions before we get into our picks for this week.
Stop with the fucking tight ends, dude.
Because
you can't stop talking about Laporta. You got a fucking
I don't want to talk about Laporta. I want to talk about fucking Jake Ferguson. You don't want to talk Jake Ferguson and Evan Ingram and all these high caliber Tyreek Hill better players? DraftKings. We're gonna get into some picks for this week. See what the lines are. Feel free to keep submitting questions because we also do mainly between fantasy and sports betting. It's kind of how the show and channel came together. So we're gonna swim back and forth. But yeah, keep letting these fly if you want. Holy, you guys are spazzing. I appreciate the love. Make sure you guys subscribe if you want to continue joining the fam. Najee or Javonte Williams if you had to choose a 32-minute Javonte. Tight end for Jets. How's Conklin or whatever? Conklin was not looking good. I don't even think he got a target. Conklin is you gotta bail. Likely or Brock Bowers? See, phenomenal question that I'm gonna fucking Dwayne Wade lay up to my fucking co-host LeBron James. Likely. Brock looked good, but you gotta go likely.
You gotta go likely. The kid he danced down the sideline, dude.
The only caveat to it is Brock has no competition in his tight end field.
The real question is, what does that correlate to?
It correlates to fantasy points on the board. Ladies and gentlemen. If you don't get the joke, there's like a 3-week span where I could not stop saying the word correlating when talking about sports. I'd be like, correlation, Najee Harrison, Jalen, whatever the fuck. I have Ferguson. Do I grab the backup Dallas tight end or bid on Parkins? Oh, Dan, that's a question for you because this is the Fab Bucks, right? I've never done one of the auction drafts.
Listen, I myself this morning put in a waivers claim for Parkinson. So please, yes, grab Parkinson. Bid on him. You got to go for it. He looked like he's going to be a part of that offense this year in a real fucking way. So yes, grab Parkinson.
What I'm looking at here is a great question that says Ramondre, Mason, or ETN, pick 2 to start. I love Ramondre. Yeah, but I don't know if he's consistent. He's got to show me. I would love to start him, though. He dropped 21 fantasy points this last week, but also the Bengals defense looked shot. I don't know what's going on in Cincinnati. I would start Ramondre and Mason because ETN splitting the backfield with Tank Bigsby, and Tank Bigsby looks great. So hold
on. What is the CMC fucking injury? Like, why are we talking like CMC's not going to come back? I didn't hear anything. Did you hear something?
Did you not hear about how it went from a calf to a calf and an Achilles?
So he's out again?
He's been out, dude. Has not played, but they were gearing up towards the season. And when you're drafting him at the 1-1, it's like, yeah, his calf's a little tweaked. It sounds like light. And then they go, 3 or 4 days before game 1 for the Niners. They're like, yeah, so CMC has a calf injury and an Achilles, which is one of the worst things you can have, not only to a player, but to a running back. And that's what I meant when I kind of landed into you. Like a calf sounds like something that can go away tomorrow. Oh yeah, his calf's a little, it didn't say torn, didn't say this, sounds like a cramp, sounds like whatever. An Achilles is something that is the main focal point of a stride for a NFL player. Any athlete, their Achilles needs to be active. CMC does not have legs. Johnny, literally on the spot, dog.
Yeah, he's always on the spot, that Johnny. No, you're right. I did not know that this was fucking
bad.
Jesus.
Yeah, okay, it was bad. It's bad.
Yeah, so definitely start Mason because the upside that kid has in that offense is second to none right now. That offensive line, I've never gotten more excited about blocking in my life. That offensive line was fucking everywhere, dude.
Yeah, did you see I'm trying to open up the sports. God, I used to be able to pull up lines from Prize Picks, DraftKings, and they're all just like, yeah, you can't look at them now if you don't live in the state. I can't look at the lines and the odds. Okay, I think I found that actually with DraftKings. Real quick, just want to get your thoughts, and obviously, guys, you can chime in too and keep throwing on those questions. We'll get to them, but I do have a clip that I wanted to run by Mr. Double Down because he talked a lot about him in the pre-draft, so I want to hear what he thinks about these clips.
The selection of Joe Alt with the 5th overall pick was a controversial pick to say the least because so many people, Chargers
you got to watch
this
man, brother,
wanted the Chargers to select a game-changing receiver for Herbert. Well, I'm really hoping the complaining about them not selecting a receiver stops because he just put the main reason he was drafted, Max Crosby, yeah, he stuffed him in the locker in this Chargers win. He had 11 pass blocking snaps against one of the 3 best edge rushers in football, and not only did he not allow a sack, he didn't even allow a pressure.
To
see a 6'8" rookie have this much control over his leverage is an insane watch. The ball gets snapped. It's good footwork into his stance. And now watch how Max Crosby's going to attempt to just bull rush into Joe Alt's chest. And look at how low he's able to get. The dude's 6'8". He's the biggest.
Kind of a long clip. I bring it up because we're looking at like Ladd McConkey and Quentin Johnston and all these different players. Like to have this addition to Justin Herbert's offense with Harbaugh, I think it wasn't hype. And also J.K. Dobbins coming alive. I think the Chargers are going to be a lot better than even everyone who was taking them week 1 to win thinks they're going to be. You want to talk on that real quick?
I agree. We do have a season-long ticket on the Chargers currently on SoBet. We're high on them. I think they win 11 games this year. And this is literally why I just feel like they're building the team the right way. But when you go out and you get a Joe Alt, now you know you have 10 years of the best tackle coming out of college in like a decade, in my opinion. So I just think this is a great pickup. Obviously, their line is great. It's much improved. I'm eager to see like how they start to kind of maneuver because I feel like the offense didn't look incredible last week.
Mm-hmm.
Can we both agree on that? Like I do want to see it kind of gel.
I think it's going to improve a lot more through the season.
I hope so.
We got some phenomenal questions coming through and also an active trade that's like literally being created in this chat. First off, someone said, what if Adams gets traded? I hope he does. And also if he gets traded and you got rid of him and he goes to a good team, you're going to be pissed. Adams getting traded. Jets not winning with that receiving core. Are we talking about the right Adams?
Yeah, I think they're saying that Adams is going to go to the Jets. So.
That would be incredible. Jalen Wright or Mason if Mostert sits. God.
Real quick, he needs to get the fuck out of there. The poor kid's got fucking Minshew's fucking dead, bloated corpse throwing him the fucking ball.
Did you watch Receiver on Netflix?
No, I never.
I've been watching it. The whole show is just him going, fuck. Like just hating being there. He's like, dude, fuck, because he's just running routes and he's wide open. And instead of the ball being here, it's 3 miles above his head. And he's one of the best receivers of our generation. And it's just sad to see him there.
Oh, it's so sad, man.
I hope he gets traded. Jalen Wright or Mason if Mostert sits. If Mostert's, why is if Achane gets hurt, is Mostert going to sit? I don't think Mostert's going to sit.
We talked about this. If he does sit, it's Mason.
You have to go Mason.
They
utilize the running backs. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
CNC doesn't have legs. London, Dell, Evans start 2. Evans and London. London's got less competition in his receiver core. Likely or Parkinson, we talked about. McConkey too. I'm gonna go likely. All right, so Jackson Taylor's back after going through his fantasy app and says, "Yo, boys, I'm back. Made some talks with the homie, and this is the potential trade, which seems awesome for me, but want confirmation. I get London and Amon-Ra if I give Henry or Walker with Olave and Flowers."
Okay, make it Walker. And yeah, I like it. That's a great trade. You got to get Amon-Ra. Buy fucking low right now, and you're not giving up that much, honestly. Move off of Walker.
I can't believe people are selling Amon-Ra.
No, I love it. Like, I am very hopeful that somebody in one of my 2 leagues is ready to move off of Amon-Ra.
If you're moving London and Amon-Ra, that means you had a shitty week. This dude's terrified for some reason. If you can get Walker, Olave, and Flowers is going to be probably the best option in this trade. Walker always gets hurt, and it's always he also was dealing with the abdominal injury last year, so
he's already hurt again.
Already hurt. Olave is just hit or miss, so it's a pain in the ass trying to start him anyway. And then if you drafted him, you're always going to start him, and every week you're like, "Fuck, I shouldn't have started him." The 1 week you sit him, he's going to have fucking 17 points. It's going to be a big pain in the ass. So take Amon-Ra. London is still trade value that you could trade around to the rest of your league mates and or start him, and he actually manages to have a game. Maybe also Watson, but not like he matters anymore. Yeah, I wouldn't even really worry about matters.
He's probably going to be out of the league in the next couple of weeks here.
Get that done. Walker, Olave, and Flowers for Amon-Ra and London, and that is a fleece. Cortland Sutton or Hollywood Brown? ROS is what again? Rain or shine?
I think it's roster. I don't know.
I gotta go Hollywood, but he's gotta wait for him to come back, and also he's gonna be in a deep wide receiver core. But I'm going.
I think you're really saddled here, but I feel like Hollywood has more upside, right?
Yeah, for sure. He's
Yeah.
he's just a more talented wide receiver. Even though shout out to Cortland Sutton, he's always in the chat.
Better
If
quarterback too.
True. If Adam gets traded, Brock is a top 5 tight end. I agree. Bet, love you boys. Appreciate the love. Always good to see you on the
Go
chat.
get him,
All right,
Jackson.
we're going to transition to checking out some of these lines, guys, but also keep throwing in those questions as we go. We'll drop down to
Yo,
this old
pop
school
up the
display.
motherfucking line right now for the Rams versus the Cardinals game. Please pop that fucking line up.
1 second here, coach. Let me find a good spot for these
This
to go.
is-
Let's go here.
This is double fucking down Dan's like smash cock
Which
smash of the
game?
week. It's the Rams versus the Cardinals, which I'm sure has already moved since I saw it earlier. The Rams are even to win that game. Take whatever you have, wherever you can get it, rob anyone you can, and put it on the Rams to win that game. The Cardinals defense is horrific. Like, to a level that you cannot imagine. The Bills had no business coming back and winning that fucking game whatsoever. Take the fucking Rams.
Yeah, the Rams seem too overpowered for them. I want to see if they have any receiving props. Obviously, nothing yet. I'd love to see where they put Marvin Harrison and Trey McBride, but I don't think that the Cardinals are winning this game. Rams little banged up with Matthew Stafford with that ankle, but it's good. They can't start 0-2. Agreed.
Yes, but also the Cardinals cannot defend the run at all. So
And Kyron's going to eat.
If we're in that'll be on the board. But mental note, that's on the board. Fucking Kyron is going to go ape shit, and that's why I said keep Corum, because this game's going to be a fucking beating, dude.
Yeah, it's going to be a Rams takeover. And is it in Arizona?
It doesn't matter where it is. The Rams
I'm just curious.
It's in Arizona, but the Rams are going to win. The Rams are going to win that game by like 20.
I want to see what other games we got out there. Dan, read that question aloud for the class.
Should I sell Ken Walker since the injury? Let me take this actually, because I fucking did earlier today. I got rid of Ken Walker. So I would probably think about it. I don't like that he's already fucking injured week 1.
Yeah, it depends on who you have. Because if you're deep at running back, I wouldn't mind stashing him. But also, yeah, you can totally get rid of him if someone's like really. And also, running backs are at a premium this season, as well as they were way outperforming the wide receivers based on like how many duds there were. It was mostly from wide receivers. Dan, real quick, help me run through some of these games. We're gonna pick our winners. Bills, Dolphins.
Don't
do it.
Fucking
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Don't do it. Don't,
Buffalo.
you fucking son of a bitch. I'm going Dolphins here.
The Buffalo's gonna win.
All right. We're gonna go Raiders, Ravens. It's an easy one. Ravens all day. Saints, Cowboys. Cowboys. Chargers, Panthers. Chargers. Niners, Vikings. Niners. This is a really crazy, easy slate. Seahawks, Patriots. One of the ones I probably wouldn't touch in a parlay because I don't know how the Patriots. Yeah, I'm not touching it.
I favor the Seahawks, but I would not touch that game.
Colts, Packers. Colts.
I actually think that the Packers are live in that game.
Without Jay Love?
I think they're live in that game. Yeah.
I think you're tweaking, but I think, but you think they're live. But if you had to put, if you put money on it,
I wouldn't put money on it at all. But I just feel like I think the Packers are fucking live.
Tampa Bay or Detroit, good game.
Detroit over. Take the over.
Giants, Commanders.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know who's watching that game.
Giants probably.
I'm a Giants fan. Ugh, I think Jaden Daniels is better than Daniel Jones already, and they have a better running back core and a better starting wide receiver.
Okay, agreed. But Danny Jones hasn't seen a terrible defense like this in a long time, and he's going to have time to throw the ball. So I really like the Giants.
I hope we don't win one game this season. And I'm a Giants fan. Jets, Titans. Jets go to 1-1. Need it.
Yeah, Jets win.
Browns, Jags.
I'm very interested in the Browns in that spot, actually. I thought the Jags kind of showed a little bit of a fucking. They showed their hand a little bit. They don't have a lot of heart. Let's just say that.
Okay, and then Rams Cardinals. We went Rams Bengals Chiefs. You gotta go Casey after that abysmal performance by Cincinnati. I can't believe that they're.
Hey, we do call it Burrowhead now. So I don't know.
Yeah, you can throw the ball to me and double down, and we can, run in all the touchdowns because apparently no one in Cincinnati wants to play. So that'll be fantastic down in Burrowhead. Steelers, Broncos. Steelers.
Yeah.
Bears, Texans. I would love to see Caleb Williams beat CJ Stroud, but you're going Texans.
Yeah. Texans.
And then the Monday night slot is going to be Falcons and the Eagles.
I like the points with the Falcons, but if you're taking money line, I'm taking the Eagles.
The Bijan Saquon show. That's going to be a good game. Just the running back side. I think, obviously, you're going Eagles. I think you can cook up a nice ticket out of that. Your lock-in play of the day is going to be the Rams over the Cardinals, and then mine is going to be also the over on the Lions Bucks is a great pick, too. Mine is going to be I want something that's not so cold cut. I'm going to go Dolphins over Bills. It's going to be my play of the day. And then we're going to go
Terrible play.
Final questions.
Terrible.
And then we're going to be good to go for today, guys. If you enjoy the stream, if you enjoy us, please subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And we're going to get back into these questions. You're a Bills fan. I see the Sabres jersey behind your head right now, and you don't even live in Buffalo. Anyway, should I sell? Can Walker read that one? Full PPR team is Kyler, CMC, Kyron, Puka, London, Laporta, Olave, Rashi, Dell, Warren, Waddle, Zamir White, Jerome Ford, Jonathan Brooks, targeting Mason and Lazard off the waiver wire for White and Warren. Yeah, you can drop Jalen Warren. Zamir, I will be picking up if anybody drops him because I am kind of light at my replacement running backs, but you're very deep here. I think when your team gets healthy, because you got CMC down, Puka down, fucking Olave might as well be down. I think you're going to have some good pieces. Johnny on the spot. I appreciate that, gang. I think you should also look to make a trade. You do what you want with CMC. Obviously, he has trade value still. Just because you got Puka and CMC down, I would try to pair Rashi and Dell and keep Waddle, or pair Dell and Olave and try to trade up into somebody else. Next one is want to trade for Diggs. Who should I send, or should I even trade for him?
Same guy, by the way. So this is the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
That I was just reading.
Yeah. I think you should get Diggs. You got to get Diggs.
Just need someone to sub in for Puka and Waddle and Rice. Look like the only viable starters. I would move a lot. This is the same guy as I was just reading.
Yep.
I would probably go. Yeah, I'd go. I'll get rid of Olave. I'm kind of missing some questions in here. They kind of just disappeared on me. Yeah, I'd move Olave and Puka, or Olave and Dell for Diggs. I think that's a good trade.
Yeah.
What else we got after getting locked up? Thoughts on Ray Davis versus Lloyd for a stash?
Probably Ray Davis, honestly.
Good call. And then start Amari Cooper or Najee Harris week 2 flex. That sounds terrible. Sorry. That
Amari Cooper.
Terrible.
Yeah, that sounds god awful, dude.
Hit up the waiver wire. And that's not making funny. I mean, Amari's got upside more than Najee. But with Justin Fields in Pittsburgh for the time being, I don't think he goes. It is terrible.
Yo, I do think, realistically, I do think that the Browns will look better in the coming weeks.
I do too. Not this week, but
just take it easy on them. But yeah, it's Amari Cooper over Najee.
Who are they playing this coming week? I have it up right here. On Browns versus the Jags. Jags defense looked stout for the first 2 quarters against Miami.
I'm not worried about that at all. The Jags defense did not look stout at any sort. The fucking Miami offense looked like shit. That's what happened.
He said it is terrible. Johnny Spot says Carson Beck to the Gigantes 2025. Start Joe Biden, number 1 wide receiver.
Yep.
At the flex. Kamala Harris.
Joey B at the flex.
Pushing it through the hole.
Jesus
Donald
Christ.
Trump.
That's your president you're talking about there.
What the fuck? No, fucking. You just grab it.
I do want you to talk about this real quick. I think this is a good question.
Love DK. Great wide receiver. Big wide receiver. Love DK. I think DK's just got to get going. DK's got to get his stride. Tyler Lockett took a lot of targets. JSN being there is just, I feel like, there's something about athletes playing with confidence, and I said it from the jump during the offseason, even though Dan was like, Saquon's gonna suck. I said, when you go and you watch Saquon this season, not only is he gonna be juiced with confidence, you're also gonna see it run through that offense, and Saquon came out playing confident. I don't think DK has loved playing football for the last 3 seasons, even though he might love the game. He's not necessarily the happiest. I think he probably should have looked for a change of scenery. Probably likes the bag too much. And I think he needs some juice. He knows there's no Super Bowl in his future and anytime soon with what they have with their quarterback, with their defense. Like it's something that I know he's just not playing confident. If he can somehow take his fucking tampon out and start playing NFL football like a giant shredded 6'8" athlete, then he should be fine. But it's all about if he wants it or not. And I think JSN's out there trying to prove something, and he looks across the field and he's like, yeah, whatever. Is that a great answer? Do you like that answer? You won't get that take anywhere else on YouTube, and it is the take for DK Metcalf. I want confident football players, whether I'm betting on them or like Cooper Kupp. I said anytime touchdown with a couple other legs of a parlay that hit. I started him, drafted him earlier than I should have because I'm like, Kelsey's in the chat to see all the people here.
She's back.
We're doing good for you, Kelsey.
Back.
Anyway, with Cooper Kupp, I was like, he's got something to prove, and he loves being in LA, and he wants to prove to everyone that Puka isn't the guy. That's somebody you want to bet on. That's somebody you want to roster. That's somebody you want to start. Did Marvin Harrison Jr. look confident? No. Did Terry McLaurin look confident? You know who looked confident? Alan Lazard, Jaden Reed. Did Michael Pittman look confident? No. Look for confidence.
Okay. All right. Also,
it's true.
Okay, you're right. But also, week 1, take a breath. It's going to be all right. DK is going to have a good season. He's a great wide receiver. I don't. It's just take it easy, guys. Okay, let's just take a breath.
You missed the sexy lip comment earlier. He's like, "Yeah, Dan's got some sexy lips." All right. Also, real quick, I didn't say it. It was in the chat. Love the chat. Love the chat. Huge parlays, big parlays. All right. Also, guys, if you want to follow us on TikTok, it's at Degen Fantasy. I'm posting all of our free picks for sports betting. If you guys want to tail and you don't want to get our exclusive through SoBet, also a bunch of different TikToks for us, stuff like that. Someone offered me Amon Ra for Cup. Thoughts on that? No, dude, I love Cup, but dude, Amon Ra's younger and a better offense. He just can't. He has less target competition.
Wait, well, hold on. Wait, we have to get fucking are they giving you Amon Ra for Cup? Because I think you should take Amon Ra.
No, someone offered me Amon Ra for Cup. He has Amon Ra. They're trying to use Cup. I don't think I love Cooper Kupp. If he drops 30 next week, then maybe that trade looks good, but also it kind of just be if Cooper Kupp's Cooper Kupp this season, then you're getting fair value. But
yeah, you're right.
But at the same token, I just think Amon Ra, I don't know, but also Amon Ra gets the ball and he's like, I ain't getting hit, dog, and he'll just slide early and not go for the extra yards. And Cooper Kupp's like, I'm gonna get there. So it's a different mix. It's up to you, but it's not a terrible trade. I mean, you're not going to be fucked for the season if you take it. Would you rather play Fields or Stafford in place of Love? I would rather play Matthew Stafford minus the rushing upside than play Justin Fields minus ever scoring a touchdown in Pittsburgh.
I would rather play a handicapped cow over playing Justin Fields. Just so
I'd rather play hopscotch with the homeless than start Justin Fields.
I actually could think of 31 other quarterbacks that I would start in place of Justin Fields.
And the first one's Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I would start Danny Jones. I would literally start
No, you
Danny
wouldn't.
Jones. Yes, the fuck I would. Are you kidding? Did you see him? Did you
I
see
hate
him?
him so much, bro. I hate him so much.
Listen, Justin
I hate him
Fields is
so
not
much.
good. I would rather start Danny Jones over Justin Fields. I just would, man. Gardner Minshew. I'd start Minshew over fucking Fields any day of the week. If you walked up to me and wait, let me reset the scenario. If you woke me up in the middle of the night, just slapped me and was like, "Hey, would you play Justin Fields or your fucking 9-year-old son for fantasy?" I'd pick my 9-year-old son immediately. Like, it wouldn't even be a question.
Dude, if I was laying in bed and someone smacked me in the head and said, "Hey, man, hey, Daniel Jones is here. He wants to say hi," I'd be like, "What?" I'd be like, "I'm gonna get the fuck out of here." It's not the token, and you know what? You
That's
should
right,
start your son.
Johnny.
I've seen your son spiral. It looks pretty good.
That's right, Johnny.
Danny Dimes.
Danny Dime Store. Goddamn right, baby.
You think he's got no more rushing upside anymore? I think. Oh, I'm taking down my questions, Dan. I think he does have rushing upside. Take down my questions, Dan. I think he does have rushing upside. I think he's too constricted to this offense in just what he's going to be able to do in Pittsburgh. Like you draft him in Chicago, they're like, "Hey, we're going to let Justin Fields do what Justin Fields does." And I feel like in Pittsburgh he's more constricted. Yes, a handicapped cow. I just don't think that it's. I don't know, Matthew Stafford. He's got the options for it. I don't know. But also having rushing upside with a quarterback like Anthony Richardson or Jaden Daniels, like. He also can throw the ball. Those players can also throw the ball and add on to the total. Like, I feel like Justin could just rush or maybe get 3 first downs. I'm not feeling Justin Fields, even though I picked him off waivers and dropped him again.
What did he have week 1? I'm very curious. What were the points? Do you know?
Like 11. 11.
Damn.
11.
All right. I thought we were going to do a game real quick. Okay, so he had 11 points. Yeah, I think Danny Jones had like 16. I'm almost positive he had 16 points.
Did he have 11? Because I had him on my bench for like 3 days, and I was immediately like, "Yeah, guys, let me know what he had." I don't know what the fuck he had. It's Justin Fields. You think I didn't like what? I'd rather start Carson Wentz.
Listen, I want to be very clear. This might be the question of the year, and it's for you.
Rocky, do handicapped cows still give good warm milk? The only person in the chat to know my name, and the answer is yes. I have my milk jug. I just drink water out of a jug, and it's the Ren Jokes milk. But yeah, it's upstairs. I forgot to bring it down. Redraft PPR. Would you send Brian Robinson for Jordan Mason? I'm gonna start reading these questions like newscasters.
Hey.
I would take. I don't know. You got the split backfield with Brian Robinson and Eckler. Even though Eckler's old, they're not really gonna do much anymore. I would say. Would you? Yeah, I would do it. If you're deep, but also Jordan Mason, he's going to completely become fantasy irrelevant as soon as McCaffrey comes back. So you're taking a gamble if you need early on weeks and say you're waiting for if you're waiting for Nick Chubb to get healthy, go for Jordan Mason.
Yeah,
Daniel Jones is ass cheeks. What?
Yeah, he's ass cheeks, but he
wait.
Fields had 11.94 points.
That's showmanship, baby. I'd rather have a sock out of there at QB than Jones. I'd rather have a sock out there at QB than Jones. That's
all right. You know what? I was wrong. Danny Jones had 6.94 points. So there's only 30 quartquarterbacks I would take.
Yeah.
Fields.
Yeah, it's a mess. I'd let Daniel Jones do dirty things to me, but not as much dirty stuff I'd let the man with the jerseys behind him do to me.
Man, I'm on fire today. I got a lot of good things going on.
Damn, we got a real sexual chat. I really noticed.
Well, you know why? Because they're looking at you with the slick back hair.
Just got a haircut today.
Kelsey's here talking to you. You guys are having your own private conversation. Are we even here anymore? Do we?
Hey,
even
Dan,
exist
listen.
yet?
You're the only one.
Is
Hey,
it just him and Kelsey? We don't know.
Hey, well, no, we should do 1 week. 1 week, I'm gonna grow a beard. I'll be double down. You shave. You be Rocky Prop, and that's how we'll do the show.
Dude, I'll look so fucking strange.
All right, hold on. Let me read this in the Italian accent. He said, so Domo says, I was offered Marvin Harrison Jr. for Devonta. And Devonta with the A means Smith, not Adams. Okay. He says, I have HAVW Kyla, and I was eyeing it for the stack, though. I have CD, Kirk, Addison, Shaheed as my other wide receivers. So I have Kyler in every league that I have Marvin Harrison, which is only 2 of them. And that's the other reason why I'm also like not panicking on top of just that first week 1 performance, because if he does get going, that stack's going to be fantastic. For Devonta Smith, you're trading from a number 2 option to a number 1. It's just all about if Marvin Harrison starts playing like a number 1. I think you guys can do that, and it correlates. It does correlate. Yeah, I think you can do that, because if you see Marvin Harrison blow up next week, that trade's going to be off the table. If he gets 22 points, your trade's gone. McCaffrey's. Drop Mooney for Luke McCaffrey. Darnell Mooney. Good fellas. Dan, what do you think?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I
okay
feel like
there?
I'm letting you do your thing. You're like a superstar over there. You're just fucking really giving them a show. You're great. You're just
Get the
I'm just
crowd in, I'll
enjoying
get
it.
going.
I'm just enjoying it. But I feel like it's a pretty fucking level playing field there. I feel like McCaffrey might have a little bit more upside though.
Yeah, I mean, you get the fucking McCaffreys in, get them some juice, keep their Achilles healthy, and they might do good things. Goodfellas is such a good song. What? Thought he was talking a movie. How we feeling about Jacksonville's wide receiver? Brian Thomas Jr., like a bona fide stud. Christian Kirk, I mean, every year he kind of comes in. What's so fucking funny over there?
I'm just laughing at you. You're fucking living the life. You're living the dream right now.
Yeah, so when people come in the chat, they get a show. I'd show a nipple if YouTube allowed me to.
All right, answer the fucking question. How do you feel about Jacksonville?
Brian Thomas Jr. looks fantastic. Christian Kirk is just going to be solid. I didn't see much of Gabe Davis. Do you know if he did anything last week? I didn't see much of Gabe Davis. I think the Jacksonville defense looked very good against Miami for the first couple quarters, and it also Trevor Lawrence has more options than I recently believed. So I think that they're in a good spot, and I also do think that Jacksonville's wide receiver core has the legs. Some teams don't, some players don't have them, but they got legs.
Gabe Davis had 3 receptions, 62 yards, 7 points.
And then next week, Gabe Davis is going to have 1 reception, 350,000 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
I love Gabe Davis. Obviously, I'm a Bills fan, but yeah, he's just not. He's not a very consistent wide receiver, obviously.
All right. Hold on. Yeah, this one, my bad. I keep putting it at the same time. Who would you rather flex this week? Moss, Deontay Johnson, someone you need to drop immediately.
Yeah, get rid of him.
Lad McConkey, Brandon Cooks, Keon Coleman, 3 wide receiver PPR. Lost this week with Kupp and Barkley. That's depressing. I'm so sorry. Because I flexed Deontay. You send Deontay to anyone or drop him. Moss, Deontay, I would flex Moss for sure. Moss looks like he's having the entire workload of the Cincinnati running back core. Chase Young, everyone who was high on him, I'm very happy to not laugh in your face, but I did say Zach Moss is going to be the leading back, especially after what he did in Indianapolis last year. Lad's also a good flex too. I think you probably could not have went wrong with either one of these flexes other than Deontay Johnson. In order, I would go Moss, Cooks, Lad, and then Coleman. I would
good. sneaky Cooks there. Actually, I think I like Cooks over all of them.
Kelsey says, Rocky, can you please say the line from Goodfellas, which was Joe Pesci? And this is a sports show, but Kelsey's been our first fan ever, so I'll do it. You think I'm funny? Like I'm a fucking clown, huh? You think like I amuse you? I am fucking funny to you? Anyway, in Dynasty, would you trade Gibbs? That's a subscription right there. That's a subscriber. I'll do whatever y'all want me to do up here. I'll fucking do whatever you want me to do. Just, subscribe. In Dynasty, would y'all trade Gibbs for Monty, Jordan Mason, and Warren?
Jalen Warren.
No, I know, but it's weird that he put the comma. Trade Gibbs for Monty, Mason, and Warren. In Dynasty, would y'all trade Gibbs for Monty, Mason, and Warren? I mean,
you know what? Real quick though,
terrible.
Gibbs is fantastic, but Monty fucking goddamn dude. Did he show a fucking 3rd, 4th gear in overtime?
He did. No, he did. He looked fantastic, and that extra touchdown definitely helped. I think Gibbs has more of the upside. I think anyone adding Jalen Warren to a trade offer is like a smack in the face, personally. It's like, hey, dude, I'll give you Cooper Cup and Jalen Warren for Tyreek Hill. It's like I would have liked to trade more if it just said Cooper Cup. I feel like I'm about to get fleeced right now as you add in Jalen Warren.
Right, but it doesn't it make it a little bit better that Mason is in it because of the
Yeah, of course.
possible upside.
Of course.
I feel like that's what he's really getting at here. Like Warren's kind of the throw in, but Monty and Mason for Gibbs. I feel like it's not bad because Monty is going to equal Gibbs' output. I think they're going to kind of offset each other. So if you can possibly get another guy that could be handcuffed with fucking CMC, I feel like you have more upside there.
Yeah, I do think though that with I don't know, they're starting to split the goal line touches too, which I liked being more exclusive to David Montgomery. So that's obviously not as ideal, but I think you can't go wrong in the situation. This is one of the other graphics I've been looking for. I thought it wasn't in here, but it just slid up the chart. By the way, also Sober Money, who else do you have in your running back core? Because I would like to know that before you go ahead and make that deal. Let me switch this over. Where is it?
Smitty says Mason for Jamison Williams. I say yes.
The only thing about Jamison is like he did get banged up a little bit in that game, and like his speed is so electric. But I gotta see it for one more week, and then if you wait one more week, he's probably not going to be on the table anymore.
Exactly.
So it's if you think it's a good investment, because Mason's like a ticking time bomb. Mason's a great player to have right now, great trade value. But as soon as CMC, because also we don't know if we knew the timeline on CMC, you can do so much more with Mason in your head, but also not having a timeline for CMC gives that like FOMO for anyone trading for Mason. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. But you got to assume that CMC is going to come back and then Mason's workload is going to go from here to like here. You know what I mean? Like much lower than it was. And Jamison Williams, I feel like is a part of first or second best offense, maybe third. Definitely a top 5 offense, okay, in the league. I feel like you got to stick it out with Jamison. Obviously, Amon-Ra's got the number 1 cornerback on him each week, so Jamison Williams got the second or third?
This is the main portion of this trade negotiations. The person has CMC. So I think you could get more, but you can't get anything more from the running back position. Because he's not going to, because he's already down CMC. He's probably got someone like, who would go later? Like a Galvin Kamara, like a Raheem Mostert, like you got to be able to see if you can either get Jamison and someone else, maybe an upgrade from Jamison, which is also like it's not bad value. You really just got to play your cards right. It also depends on what team you have.
Yeah, that's a good point, by the way. Like fucking listen to Chef Rock on that one. I like that point. That's a really good fucking point.
I'm gonna pop this one up and then also pop our names up because we got a lot of new people here today, so I appreciate it. I don't know if it's gonna show. Where are we? Comments. Here we go. Thoughts on this team? What should I trade for? Full PPR 12 team. I want to get into a 12 team next year because I feel like I'm starting to move past like the 10 teams. Josh Allen, CMC, Kamala. Is that Kamara?
Yeah, probably.
Debo, Amari Cooper, Montgomery, Rashee Rice, Chase Brown, Coleman, Jamison Williams, Jordan Mason, Jalen Wright, and Conklin. I love having Josh Allen, obviously. CMC, I'm assuming you picked from the 1 spot is, not, what else were you really going to do other than go for like Tyreek or CD, but whatever the case, I'm not mad at it. Kamara, I think is going to have a great season, dropped 22 last game, which was great. I don't know if he's going to be as consistent, but he's going to have games like that all season where he's like at least hits 20 points. Debo, great pickup. Amari, has an opportunity to prove something. Montgomery, great pickup. I think you could sub him out for CMC and let CMC rest and not trade him and be good. Rashee, Chase Brown, Keon Coleman, Jamison Williams, Jordan Mason, Jalen Wright. You need to improve a wide receiver somehow.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If we're looking at it, fucking A, my dog just unplugged my... Anyways, if we're looking at it, Chase Brown, Keon Coleman, Conklin, probably your 3 weakest areas. So I would just look to upgrade at those spots. You need to get another wide receiver. You need to get another running back, I actually think.
I think Montgomery and Kamara is not a bad stack if you can improve a because he has Debo already.
All right, yeah, he's also got Jordan Mason, but once CMC comes back, he's out Jordan Mason, right? Like,
yeah,
he's gonna need another running back. He's gonna need one.
he's leaning back. He's gonna run another running back. I mean, he's got CMC and Jordan Mason. Yeah, I think you're in a good spot. Inter Milan fan almost didn't sub due to the AC Milan jersey in the back. LOL.
Listen, I want to talk about this. You're an Inter fan. I'm an AC Milan fan. That's okay. It was given to me by my father. I have to carry on the lineage, so to speak. But I do want to say one thing. Italian soccer needs to make a comeback. We're looking pretty weak on the world stage. I know you can agree with that, Cole. We need a little fucking comeback. I want the good old days back. You know what I mean? When Inter and AC Milan struck fear in the hearts of every team on that fucking continent we call Europe. That's what I'm looking for. All right, let's band together and let's give these English fucks a run for their money. All right.
That was a great way to vibe. Would you guys rank Diggs over Dell? Dell still had 7 targets. He only brought in 3, basically the same usage.
Yes.
Diggs is a taller, better receiver. Dell just has the young legs on him, but also, I mean, Dell is at more injury risk, in my opinion, than Stephon Diggs because Stephon Diggs just plays a smart, productive, healthy style of game compared to Tank. Tank's just running and gunning too small.
What did we say before the season started? Somebody's going to have to take a cut. Like, somebody's going to get their touches taken away.
It's the young
he
player.
Had 7 it's Tank Dell. Stephon Diggs is a better wide receiver right now. All right, so I'm just saying, fucking Diggs, buddy. All right, 18 points first week.
Yeah, I can't believe people are drafting Drake London over Stephon Diggs. Kel said, I drafted a team and won first game, probably an accident, but hey, you made it, and I appreciate it. If you want to throw your team in the chat, I'd love to see it. Double flex, Javante, and Tony Pollard is your other running backs.
Not bad.
What did he say
Tony
earlier?
looks like he might have a season this year. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I'm not mad. I hate him.
All the shit you talked about him last year. Talked about his
because I don't like the Cowboys, but also he played like a little. I never said that a day in my life.
Everything's recorded. Everything's recorded, Chef.
Everything's recorded. So, you know, that's life here. Would you guys rank Diggs over Dell? Read that one already. Subscribe, brother. Much love. I appreciate you, my man. Yeah, thanks, at Cole. Inter Milan got that one. Put Rocky out there. He's a. They're starting to learn my name here, Degen.
We got a mole in the chat. That's what's happening right now. We got a fucking mole in the chat, giving out personal information, talking about how handsome I look in my headphones. It's not good. It's not good, buddy.
I don't even look Italian.
What?
I don't even look Italian. I don't know how people know.
You look like Danny Zuko right now. What are you talking about? You got your hair slicked back.
There's nothing else to do with it here. As an Italian, I'd agree with double down.
Thank you.
Cool. No, you're totally good, Kelsey. Real quick before we run, this is the top scoring players that showed out in week 1. We got Saquon, Jaden Reed, Cooper Kupp, Josh Allen, and Baker Mayfield. Who's the biggest surprise out of this? The biggest surprise for you out of this top 5?
Probably Reed, right?
It has to be. Yeah. Played a great fucking game.
Man. Hey, we were talking about before too, who's going to be the number 1 option. I think we fucking figured it out, man.
By the way, who is that league labeled Men Get Me Excited?
My brother, my little brother.
All right, so now I know who to trade to with Bills players.
Hey, Jesus Christ! You talking about the champion of our league last year, by the way. Let's put that one out there.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, that really sucked. You lost in the championship game. Yeah, you did. I know.
That really sucked. And then when I ran that league, people didn't pay me money. So you were like, "Yo, my brother needs his money.
My brother's gonna break your fucking legs." All right.
And I was like, "Fuck, dude." I'm just super happy because I was happy for Baker Mayfield. Josh Allen obviously is going to be up there. So happy for Saquon, but so happy for Cooper Kupp. I knew he was going to come in and play well, and I invested my soul into him. I had a feeling Puka was going to get re-injured because I thought he came back too soon. And I was like, Cooper, I'm going to reach early on. We sat here and with Kelsey and just us, and we did an entire mock draft of how the picks 1 through 100 should go in your fantasy drafts. And we kept getting in. Actually, it was more, I think it was Kelsey and a couple other people. We're saying you can't put Cooper Kupp that high. Can't put Cooper Kupp that high. You can't take him around 3. Can't take him around 4. And we got to a point where we're like, dude, we're done subbing down Cooper Kupp for other players just because he was banged up last year. Cooper Kupp is here. We thought he should go over Puka because Puka was hurt. Cooper Kupp and Puka. It's the names are always such a bitch in correlation to each other.
Whoa!
Last one of the stream. This has been probably one of our longest streams of all time, and I appreciate all the love. We are live on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, all these different platforms, even though TikTok took us down because we were hitting the Schwapeskis. And yeah, much love to you guys. If you enjoy the content, we will always be live. Even if we're doing any sports betting content, we're always going to chime in the fantasy football. If you have any questions ever, feel free to throw them in. No, you don't need to super chat anything like that. And yeah, follow us on TikTok at Degen Fantasy. Follow us on Twitter at Degen Fantasy Bets. And Spotify. All our episodes are on Spotify. Degen Fantasy. Find us on SoBet.
If you guys gamble, great fucking site. We just got fucking joined up with them. A lot of good fucking picks on there. I've been running through and actually making some decent money off of other people. I don't normally tell other people, but I have been on there. Some really knowledgeable people on there. We are also on there. I don't know if we're also that knowledgeable, but we were handing out a fucking just a winner.
We are that knowledgeable. This was just one from last season. I don't have the new ones loaded in, but like we are that knowledgeable.
Yeah, we went, I believe, 10-1 in our first week college football. So looking to keep that going. 2-2, 3. Yes, please get sorbet. But come to SoBet after you get sorbet. Thank you, Kelsey. I appreciate you. Please come check us out there. Get some fucking picks if you guys gamble. If you don't gamble. It's bad for you.
Yeah, and I think that should do it for us today. And much love to all you guys. Check us out on the streaming platforms, and we will catch y'all on Friday. So later.
'Cause it's the struggle that you're looking for.